maybe it was 10 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay,
like
not that long
2007.
ago, yeah.
And then I met him again, I think about 2 years ago. I met him again.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I always think about guys like that were like big, that got big off of like martial arts in the 80s and 90s. And then the UFC came along and like kind of made those martial arts in a fighting sense obsolete. If they would be that big. I guess that's not going to happen anymore, really. I mean, I don't know. It is.
I know what you're saying, but
like kung fu movies are obviously more beautiful than what's that movie that Callan played you in?
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Yeah, Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Chuck Norris. Yeah, Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Chuck Norris. Yeah, Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Chuck Norris. Though, is that he stayed current. Chuck Norris is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's legit, under the Machados. And on top of that,
that's cool.
He was a world champion kickboxer.
Right,
like,
yeah, no,
Chuck Norris was, like, he could grapple at a very high level, and he can.
I didn't
was
know
a
that.
world champion striker. Chuck Norris is about as legit as any, like, movie character tough guy. About as legit as they've ever been. Especially a guy who went on to do all these great movies. Like, Bruce Lee was a phenomenal martial artist and a brilliant guy in terms of like how he put things together. But as far as like actual competition, Chuck Norris is the man. I mean, he was the guy. Like when I was a kid, dude, like Chuck Norris movies are the reason why I got into martial arts.
Really?
Dude, he was huge. He had jeans on with a special crotch.
Action jeans.
He had a special crotch cut in the jeans so he could fucking sidekick you in the face with cowboy boots on.
I saw the. I found out about action jeans late in life, and I was like, that was a fucking thing.
Dude, I basically wear them.
It's your default.
I mean, what I wear now is more ridiculous than Chuck Norris's action jeans.
Yeah, well, the times have changed. I mean, I have jog jeans, which is like fucking, they're stretchy.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm wearing too.
They didn't
so
have
much more comfortable.
way more comfortable.
Yeah, these were bullshit. Like when you had to throw a kick,
bind your legs.
When we would get pants, if I got pants, I always got pants that were too big for me, just so I could kick people.
Oh, that's
I wanted to make sure
funny,
I could kick people.
But also, just in case.
This never happened ever.
I know.
It never happened ever.
How we have it set for
my buddy, when I used to train, I trained when I was like 20 to 26.
Anything we have set as our speakers, we can hear through our headphones. And anything you choose as your headphones, you can hear. But the problem is the stream, if you have it set up correctly, this is what you want to choose. Now this will pick up everything you want to hear, but since you don't have the headphones selected, I could shuttle off my voice comms, anything else to this, and you won't hear it because this is not the speakers chosen. But we're going to leave this like this, and next we're going to move over to Mumble and make it a better choice. Now we're going to talk about how to make sure you have the right device chosen for your sound so you can hear it in your streams. Now I'm going to bring up our Mumble server. You go to settings. Audio input is the device you're using. I have my Yeti microphone showing up. Now, right now, I have my Corsair.
And my buddy was like, why do you do that? And I was like, I don't know, just to like protect myself. He's like, yeah, but what's happening to you? And I was like, well, you never know. And he said, yeah, you do. And I was like, yeah, you're kind of fucking right, man.
Most of the time you do. He's kind of right, and then he's definitely not right all the time, because obviously people get fucked up all the time.
Of course. But he was like, you kind of know where you're always going to be, and it's going to be fine. And
most of the time.
Most of the time. I know he's being general, obviously. You never know what's going to happen.
But he's right in the sense that you put so much effort into self-defense, and it almost never comes up.
Right.
Like, wow, your whole life is preparing for something that never took place.
And then you get to a point where if you're known for it, like nobody's going to fuck with you, so it's like, then it's definitely never going to happen.
Oh, that's not true at all.
No, you're right. You probably got fucking assholes that want to...
Guys fuck with Chuck Liddell.
That's
how crazy
that's
people
so
are.
insane to me, yeah.
I mean, Chuck Liddell, if you ever look in his eyes, he has the eyes of a leopard seal. Like,
Yeah.
you look in his eyes.
He really is a predator. I know.
He's a fucking straight up
I know.
predator. Like, anybody talks shit, and he, by the way, super nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. If you met him on the street, he's the nicest guy. He's super
I
friendly.
saw his thing with, on, like, Undisputed or whatever the hell that show's called with, yeah, he seemed like a nice guy anyway.
Dude, I was at a club with Chuck Liddell way back in the day when Chuck was the UFC light heavyweight champ.
Yeah.
And some guy had said something to one of his friends, and it was like some douche moment. Who knows
Yeah,
what was going on?
right.
Just a bunch of silly people.
Yeah.
You know? And his buddies, everybody was meatheads. It was
Right.
meatheads on both sides. This guy came over and said something, and Chuck Liddell stood up, turned around, and looked at him, and this guy looked like he saw a fucking ghost. He looked into Chuck's eyes. There's like there's a type of dude that you don't start fights with, right?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, still people fuck with him.
Yeah.
To this day, people fuck with that guy.
I guess it's kind of the equivalent as somebody going up to a comedian thinking that they're funny and doing a joke.
Some people are just clueless.
Yeah.
They will walk up to the scariest motherfucker on the face of the planet and start shit with him. I ain't afraid of you, bitch. There's got to be guys who do that to Alistair Overeem or Brock Lesnar. People are retarded,
That's
man.
so weird. All you got to do is shake one of these guys' hands and you're like, oh, you're a tree.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, dude. I mean, you shake Tate Fletcher's hand, you're like, oh, you're you're cattle. Do you know what I mean?
He's a small moose.
I mean, even you, dude. I honestly, one of the times we've said hi, I shit you not, and I'm not blowing smoke. We said hi. We did one of these and one of those fucking side hugs. My jaw hit your fucking shoulder, and for 2 days, I was like, I think it's okay.
Dude, you gotta get out more. You gotta chew gum. It's good for your jaw. Get that bazooka.
but like it just hit the wrong way. It was, you know what I mean? It was like,
jaws are weak, man. Jaws are a stupid design.
It's the unfair part of the human body, besides dick and balls.
Yeah. Have you ever been dropped? You ever been punched and dropped?
In the balls?
No, in the chin.
Oh, no.
It's the weirdest thing, man. I've been rocked before, but I got dropped once in a kickboxing fight, and my legs just gave out.
Weird.
Like, it's never happened like that before, where it's like, a switch shut off. I was totally conscious. I could see the guy. It clipped my chin, and my legs just stopped working.
So
they just went out from under me.
And see, I feel like if
weird.
I got hit in the jaw with a foot, my jaw would just break.
Yeah, this was a punch. I got hit with a left hook.
Okay.
And I just dropped, but it was weirder than any time I've ever dropped before. It was everything shut off. But my brain didn't. But my legs just stopped working.
And so, did you remember it?
Totally.
Oh,
I never
really?
went unconscious. I was totally conscious. My body, like once he clipped me, my body just wasn't working anymore. It was like, dude, we're not working right now. Like,
no, we gotta take a break.
I tried to get up. My legs were rubber, and I got up to my feet, and I covered up, and he hit me with like a couple of uppercuts and dropped me again. But the whole time, like my body was just not working anymore. Once he clipped me.
Oh, really? Like
even
even minutes afterwards.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Oh, wow, that's so fucking
I remember
weird.
I couldn't move. Like I was trying to get up, and just wasn't working right.
Oh my God, that's gotta be frustrating.
Well, if you get hit really hard there, then the whole thing just shuts off.
Yeah.
It's such a stupid design.
Yeah.
Like, it's relatively hard to knock someone out unless you hit. That's weird. Like, people get caught in strange ways.
Yeah.
And they get knocked. Like, there's no science to when you get knocked out.
Well, also, you got to worry about, like, when you're hitting the ground, too. Like, that could fuck you up.
Well, there was a UFC fighter named Tim Hague who just died a week or so ago.
Really?
Right? It was about a week ago. He was in a boxing match, and apparently he'd suffered quite a few knockouts in the last year or so, and they really probably shouldn't have been fighting at all. And he got knocked out, and as he got KO'd, his head hit the ground hard as he was out cold. He bounced off the canvas of the boxing ring, and it sounded horrible.
But it was even though it was canvas, I mean, that's hard, but still.
I think it's canvas over wood, though. I mean, they only have like thin, like in a UFC bout, you got a good, thick, fairly thick canvas because there's so many takedowns and body slams and stuff like that. There's a little bit of give to that floor. But on boxing rings, it can be considerably stiffer. And there's different schools of thought. Like some people like a really soft floor because it makes it harder for guys to run. Like it's like almost like running in sand. You know, and also safer if you get
like
knocked
more
out.
of a mat.
Yeah, more of a mat. Yeah, but the UFC is like a mat surface, but it's covered in canvas, which is kind of fucked up because you never grapple on canvas until you fight in the cage, and then you get ripped up. Like everybody gets torn apart by the canvas.
Yeah, I went back
Shit's
and did.
rough.
I went back and did you saw the video I did with Joel Gerson. You know Joel.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know if you guys met, but
no, we never met. But I was a big fan of his.
Yeah.
He submitted. Fuck, who was it? Was it Sakurai? No, it wasn't Sakurai.
Asian guy, right?
Rumina Sato. He submitted
in Japan.
No, I don't think it was in Japan.
I can't remember what he told me.
Maybe it was in Japan.
He went overseas, I know.
But it was a huge deal because Rumina Sato at the time was one of the biggest MMA fighters in the world. Pull that up if that's the case.
But it was mostly...
I think it's Rumina. I believe it's Sato because Sato was like a super high-level jiu-jitsu competitor.
Okay.
As well as a mixed martial arts fighter.
Yeah, because Joel said that it was like I can't remember. He was saying he wasn't sure how practical his knowledge of fighting was until then.
Huh, that's interesting.
And because he got the guy in an armbar.
Right.
After going right to the ground, and he was like, it was over right then. You know.
You know what, man? There's dudes out there that you don't know that are fucking world class. The thing about jiu-jitsu is there's guys out there.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
Is this it?
Yeah, this is it.
How does this go down?
It's not long, or I guess it's 4 minutes, but
I feel like this is the second fight.
I think this is the one, and he gets him down on the ground and does an armbar. Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Didn't they fight twice? Didn't they fight once? Oh, this is it.
Yeah. I think he fucked his arm up, obviously.
Oh, dude, that is incredible, man.
Yeah.
Oh, look how bad it's bent, man. That is death too. Look how he squeezes with his calf against the chin and tucks his foot under the shoulder. That dude has submitted a lot of fucking people. That's
so this guy was a big jiu-jitsu guy that he fought? I didn't know that.
Sato was a big MMA fighter, but known for his grappling.
Really?
And I think they fought again in a straight grappling thing, if I remember correctly. But anyway, that was a giant win for that dude.
Yeah.
So you did something with him?
No, I went to his class because I was in Toronto for like 5 weeks,
Right.
doing a movie, and
What's the movie?
it's called Life in a Year, and it's a drama.
Dude, you're playing a drone. You're being serious.
Yeah, I don't even know which will probably be funnier.
Was it weird?
You know what's weird about it is, like, I do so much comedy that it's so fun to do comedy because even in between your takes, you're still in that mood where you're fucking around. And
Right.
But I was doing this movie where literally I'm taking care of Cara Delevingne, who is dying of cancer, and it's like so heavy. And then in between takes, we're like sad.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah. So it's like it was work. I mean, it was
Right.
I definitely wanted to do it. It was just.
Did you want to do it because it's a new thing?
Yes. I wanted to do it because, dude, especially after I had just filmed my third special, and I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? Another special? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I want to do something else. I didn't want to do another sitcom because I did 2 of those.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it just, I don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again. You know?
Right.
So that's why even on this special that just came out today, it's like, I talk more about myself than I did in my first 2, just because it's like, I don't want to keep making fun of the same shit.
Right. Yeah,
Do you know
I
what I
hear
mean?
you, man. I hear you. Yeah, and like doing different things is where you get new ideas from. But
Yeah.
that acting thing's a grind.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, boo-hoo! You complained about acting. I work in a coal mine.
I know.
Can't use my hands.
I know. It was.
Just boring.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to disrespect it like that, but it's like, not that you're disrespecting it, but it's just like, the shit we do is so exciting, going
Yeah.
on stage for an hour and everyone's listening and you're in control of what the fucking mood. But then when you're just like the 5th lead on a movie,
Yeah.
and you have one really great scene, and the other scenes you're just kind of in with 4 characters, and you say shit like, "Oh yeah, I remember that," or something. Do you know what I mean? "Oh well, she was always a wild one." You know what I mean? What the fuck you say? It's like that, and you got to do that 19 times in a row because they got to
Yeah.
shoot it from different angles. And even though Cuba Gooding Jr. is in the movie, and you're like, "Oh, it's cool, I get to work with Cuba Gooding Jr." That's cool for like 4 takes, and then you're like, "I'm fucking hungry. Where's my phone? And why is there no Wi-Fi in this bullshit?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. People, boo-hoo, you get bored working with Cuba Gooding Jr. Poor fucking baby.
dude.
Boo-hoo.
By no means am I complaining. It's just like I realize doing stand-up is just such a fast-paced, fun lifestyle. I mean, and it's work too, but
Yeah.
it's like
Well, you know what also it is? Stand-up is you. Like, it's
Yeah.
just you. You do
Yeah.
what you want to do.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, these other things is... And that's a, weird thing to say. People are like, well, you should enjoy working with other people and sharing creativity. That's great. But there's something about, like, knowing that you put together your whole set, beginning to
Yeah.
end. You figured out which way the shit should go. And then, like, you go do somebody else's stuff. You're like, this isn't as engaging.
yeah,
It's not as fun.
unless you're playing like a real character or something that's funny and you get to ad-lib and fuck around.
Right.
Yeah. It's but like
But some people thrive on it. Some comics
some people
thrive on it, too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, but
But you lose a lot of them. They just go to acting. Stay over there.
Somebody was telling me recently that they were bummed out about how, and it was a good point, about how, people like Fortune Feimster, who's hilarious, like she doesn't have a special yet
Right.
because she's doing so much acting work. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And she's like a true comedian, I think. She's really fucking funny, but it's like,
Well, Duncan Trussell doesn't have a special. That's insane.
there's another one.
That's insane.
But does he act?
No.
He just is, well, what the fuck is he doing?
Acid Man.
Yeah, he's funny as shit, though.
He's hilarious.
He's also nice as shit, man. I
He's
like
the
that guy.
best. But I mean, for a guy that is as advanced as he
Yeah.
is, he should absolutely have a
Yeah.
special. Diaz should have another special for sure.
Especially because everybody has a special now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not even special. Shouldn't even call them specials anymore.
Yeah. They're
Call 'em hours.
a thing. Yeah. Maybe it's an hour. Just call it an hour.
Yeah.
Diaz is going to do one on Netflix.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
That fucking guy, dude.
Joey Diaz coming to Netflix.
That guy is so funny.
I wonder if I'm not supposed to say that. I might have made a scoop. I've
Well,
done that
maybe you're
before.
wrong.
I fucked up. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe you're wrong.
Maybe I just made it up.
Maybe you just fucking are saying shit.
Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass,
Maybe
bro.
you're high.
Could be.
Yeah. That guy's so fucking funny. I mean,
I think in bursts, no one's ever been funnier. The burst that Joey Diaz can create on stage, I've never heard anybody funnier.
Yeah.
He hurts my cells.
Yeah.
Like your bone cells hurt from laughing.
He's like him. Brody makes me laugh hard.
Yeah.
Just because he's
Holtzman
is. I mean, that guy fucking has killed me.
There's unknown ones, man.
It's mostly the unknown ones, though.
They're free.
Because and they're people don't know what to make of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the unknown ones, man. There's there's a ton of those guys. There was that one guy from Long Island. What the fuck was his name again? Bob. Didn't we do this already? Didn't we do this before where I was trying to figure it out? No, not Bob Nelson.
Bob Nelson. Wasn't that guy with the boxing gloves?
Yes, Jiffy Jeff's gym. Yeah, he would hit himself. And
I mean, how much comedy has changed. Imagine doing that now at like 10:15 after You or Me.
You can't even have props anymore. We were talking about this the other day with Judd Apatow. We were like, it used to be like a legit form of comedy, like prop comedy.
I even feel like guitar. You can't even bring a guitar nowadays.
There's a few of those guitar guys out there, right? There's a few. Yeah, it used to be a fucking hard thing to follow when some dude rocked out with a dirty song.
Thing,
yeah, if someone killed with a dirty song, then you had to go on after him. Like, damn, I can't follow this dirty song.
But those guys, there were like a bunch of those guys that would do shit like Harry Basil with the movies and
yeah.
And that shit killed
back in the day.
I mean, dude, up until 2010, I would see the guy at the Laugh Factory and I'd be like, these people are dying.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them recently, but
no new kids coming up have a big bag of fucking Santa Claus bag of props like
Imagine
the Grinch.
Bring some shit. The Grinch.
When the Grinch stole all the toys from the town.
Imagine having to bring a bunch of shit, though. That's one of the things I love about not being a musician.
Oh, yeah.
You know how people say, like, comedians secretly want to be rock stars? Dude, I couldn't think of... I'd rather be a fucking crack dealer than a rock star.
Anybody who says that is never killed.
Maybe.
Like, what are you talking about?
Maybe. A rock star?
Get out of here.
I don't want to do that.
That seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, it does.
Plus, you got to be, like, with your bandmates all the time
Yeah,
to get on each other's
that.
nerves. Like, you can't work with other people. Like, we can work with other people. Like,
Bring
you and I could
openers-
do a gig together on the road, and the next week you could do a gig with Callan or someone. Like, you, and no one goes, hey, what the fuck, bro? We're a team, man.
I know.
There's no, like, comedy teams like that.
I know.
That's good. Oh, it's just like the movie thing. You're on your own. It's nice.
Yeah.
You have to deal with other people's bullshit.
Yeah.
We brought a new drummer, bro. I'm gonna take a chance in San Francisco with Mike.
Fuck that, man! I always play the drums, man. You know, this fucking band is a single unit, man. No, like you would have to be like a singer-songwriter, like a Gary Clark Jr. hires his own people. Like if Gary Clark Jr.'s drummer's like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here." People are like, "All right, man."
Yeah, you have
I'm
to.
sure you're good, but
it's all about the lead singer, though. I mean, unless you become like maybe the lead guitarist or something, or like the violin player in the Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah,
like he was kind of.
See, then even there though, it's still the motherfucking Dave Matthews Band. You got a problem with that, son?
No, I know.
But that's when it gets deep. That's like a dictatorship. When it's like the Dave Matthews Band, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, right? But when it's like Rush,
right? Then
or
you can
the Rolling Stones,
or even Kiss, you know.
Yeah, Kiss.
Yeah.
You
they're
gotta
painting
have
their
those
faces.
people in there.
Yeah.
No. You can't switch the cat out for a fox.
Right.
Okay? It's not cool, man.
That's true, though.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
If you name it something,
right, then everybody's kind of the group.
Everybody's in there.
If you're a heartbreaker, though, you're gone.
Exactly.
You're
Get the
gone.
fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, you're gone. You know what you are? You're a guitar, and I could buy a new one.
Charlie Daniels Band, motherfucker. What does it say? What does it say?
Steve Miller.
Does it say Charlie Wilson? No, it says Charlie fucking Daniels, Charlie, because it's my band, you piece of shit.
Yeah, NWA, you can't get rid of fucking one of those guys.
You can't get rid of any of those guys.
Yeah, and all those guys became, except for maybe one.
Look what happened.
I know.
When David Lee Roth left Van Halen, and Van Halen's named after Van Halen. How about that shit?
What?
Eddie fucking Van Halen is the lead guitarist.
Right.
David Lee Roth left, and everybody went goddamn crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's Van Halen. It's too
Yeah.
weird of a name. Even though it's your last name, it's not the Eddie Van Halen Band. Because if that was the case, I'd be like, okay, cool, I get it. Different people, it's like Carlos Santana. Different people sing for him sometimes.
Right.
But it's still the Carlos Santana Band.
Yeah. Just don't be a fucking heartbreaker, man.
But Van Halen seems like a thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I didn't know. I guess I
Didn't even think
didn't
of
even put it together that it was his last name, even though I knew that.
It's like a vehicle. Like
Yeah.
a Van Halen.
It's a strong
yeah.
name.
It's like a Hindenburg.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rogan, that's good. Dalia is not a good one. They got the apostrophe, fucks it all up.
Yeah, the apostrophes are weird.
Yeah.
Like, why are we still using no? Do we forget how to talk?
It's it's very weird. I don't. I used to. Yeah, you don't have to tell me how to fucking pronounce it. Just drop it. By the way, it makes it worse because people are like Elia. People add fucking L's and shit. Dude,
When you go to like a restaurant.
you know what the worst is? Is when I pull into a gate. You have a meeting anywhere, and you got to give everybody this thing, and I say, and then they say you're not in the system, and I'm like, try it with or without the apostrophe, whichever one you didn't do, and then they're like, there it is. Every
It's
fucking
every time.
Every fucking time.
You should change your last name spelling to Duhleah.
I don't know if that'd be good for branding.
Dalia.
My,
Dalia.
when I was little, I told my dad, I was like, can we get rid of the apostrophe? I was young. I was like 12. And he was like, huh? And I was like, it sucks. Like, I feel like, what is it? Like, people always mispronounce it. And he's like, you should be proud of that. And I was like, I'm not. And then, I remember thinking, I'm not. It's just an
How old
apostrophe.
are you?
13.
That's rough.
Yeah, and then I started to like it, you know, because I'm like, yeah, I guess it is my name. Fuck it, you know. But when I was little, I wanted to change. I remember asking my parents if I could. I mean, this is embarrassing, actually. I remember telling my parents that I wanted to change my name to Damian Monroe.
No.
Yes.
Wait a minute,
Imagine
that's
if
your
right
whole name?
now,
You want to change your full
from
name?
Chris D'Elia
To Damian
Monroe.
Wow.
Imagine if my name was Damian Monroe. You would have hated me immediately.
No, I wouldn't.
I know,
like
because
Theo
you're open-minded.
Vaughn.
Yeah, but
I love Theo Vaughn.
No,
that's
no,
the
that's
most
a good-
pretentious name ever. My name is Theodore Vaughn.
But think about but think about this is why you didn't even know why I
Okay,
wanted to
why
name
did
it
you wanna
Damian
do this?
Monroe, because this is so embarrassing. Whatever, but
okay.
because Damien is the devil, right?
Okay.
And then Marilyn Monroe was like pure in my head.
Oh,
so I was like, you have
Jesus.
both.
So this was like a showbiz name idea?
I don't know. I didn't get very far with it,
How old
obviously.
were you at this time?
Yeah, same age, like young. When
13.
apostrophe, I was like, well, I could call I just named myself Damian Monroe.
Oh my God. That's
Imagine now,
hilarious.
I would hate that.
It's hilarious.
I mean, we all do stupid things as a kid. I didn't get to do that. Obviously, my parents wouldn't have let me do that. Thank God. I was a fucking
if they
weirdo, though,
did?
man. I would ask my parents. I would ask my parents because I always sat like this at the dinner table, and I asked them. I was like, can you call me Crazy Legs? And I remember thinking, like that would be cool. Like if my family called me Crazy Legs.
Hey, it's Damian Crazy Legs Monroe
So
coming
dumb.
at you.
And then they were like, and my dad was like, no. And I was like, but just like maybe just at least at the dinner table. I remember saying that. And you would be like, I'm not fucking calling you Crazy Legs. We named you Chris.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so funny kid shit. That was even younger. The Crazy Legs thing was probably like 9.
God. Kids' ideas are so stupid.
They're so dumb. They're so fucking funny.
I remember these women laughing in my face once at me trying to be cool, and I was like 12. I had these fucking sneakers on. I mean, I don't know, like they were like these brown suede sneakers. And I went through a period of time. This is very embarrassing. I went through a period of time when I was like 12, 13-ish, where I got really into Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn.
Oh boy.
I even tried chewing tobacco.
Wow,
I think I was, like,
at
around
that
12.
age, huh? Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
they would sell you chewing tobacco when you were a little kid. You could be 12 and just buy chewing tobacco.
Times
For
have
whatever
definitely
reason, like
changed.
that wasn't like cigarettes. back
Right.
then. You could just buy chewing tobacco. Like I bought it. I didn't have to hide it.
That's so weird.
It's fucking crazy. I don't even know how they let you. But it would come in this like wallet-looking brick, and you open it up and you break a piece off, like real old schooly, fucking Clint Eastwood style chewing tobacco. I was retarded. Okay, so I had these shoes on that were like a brown suede. They were really goofy looking. And these next door neighbors, we rented a house. It was me, my sister, my parents, and then one of our friends, the friend of my dad's, rented one of the rooms in the house. Like it had the upstairs, and then next door it's like a very small house. Then next door was another small house, and these young kids lived there. Like the downstairs people, they had a band, and they were fucking horrible, but they were like super committed, so they'd practice all the time.
Oh, God.
And they had carpet everywhere, man. Like you would go down in the basement, and what they had done is taken like 30 or 40 sheets of carpet and like made doors and packed the walls, and they essentially turned the basement into like a practice
soundproof
thing.
Yeah.
But you could hear them super clear. And okay, I remember the band's name was Death in the Shopping Mall.
Oh my God!
And the song called "My Baby Is a Mutant."
You remember this?
Yeah. I got a crazy memory, man. And so these guys be like, "My baby is a mutant, yeah. My baby is a mutant, yeah. My baby is a mutant, but that's okay. I love my baby anyway. My baby is a mutant."
Jesus Christ! I can't even remember this shit.
They're fucking practicing, blowing their eardrums out. They were cool as fuck, though. They let me go over there and watch when I was 12. They let me go and hang out with these guys. One of them scooped ice cream. He had giant forearms. And everybody was like, look at his forearms, man. He scoops ice cream. Like, the dude scoops ice cream all day, so he had these jacked forearms. And all the, like, young kids, like 12, would be, like, scared of this 19-year-old dude with his giant forearms because he'd scoop ice cream all the time. But they were all super friendly. But there's these two freaky-looking girls that would hang out with them. And, you know, when you're 12, you're like, oh, I can't believe I'm around a girl.
Yeah.
So I have these stupid sneakers on. I say to the girl, I go, she goes, nice sneakers. Like, she's kind of mocking me. I go, yeah, I don't like colors in my sneakers. It turns me off. And they burst into laughing. not laughing like that because I said something funny, but like, look at this fucking dork. And I'll never forget the feeling when I said it. Like, yeah, I don't like colors in my sneakers. It turns me off. Like the feeling of like, oh, you fucking moron.
So you
like,
thought you were being cool, and quickly while you were saying the sentence, you're like, oh, this is not cool. That's hilarious.
Dude, I was 12. You realized as you're saying it, like how stupid I am.
You really get checked by the opposite sex when you're that age. I mean, there was one time, I can't, like, remember High C?
Yeah, the drink.
I was probably still around. I don't know.
Yeah.
But obviously I don't drink it. But there was grape.
That's them? Oh my God. Wow. Whoa. They have a YouTube video?
This is a song called Purpose.
Wow. Death in the Shopping Malls has a fucking...
This was 4 years ago they posted it.
These guys are 80.
Oh no, it says this was in 1981.
Oh, they recorded it in 81? Wow. Well, so that was right around the same time because 81 was where I went to high school in 81. So that would make sense. That was like, so I guess I was 13.
This could have been a little later in the career.
But dude, that's 2 years later. We're talking about in like 79. In 1979, I'm pretty sure that was the age I was.
That's pretty crazy.
Because I was 13. Yeah. Because it was right when I first moved to Boston. We were living in Jamaica Plain. We were living on, God damn, I don't remember the name of the street. If I remember the name of the street, it would help. But anyway, that haunted me. Those girls laughing in my face.
That's funny.
Haunted me for years. I still think about it.
Isn't
every
that
now
interesting?
And then.
I think about shit like that. I think about shit like that like you carry with you. Like, you know how it's just sometimes there's
scars,
shit,
bro.
But sometimes it's just like that's. I mean,
nothing.
But what happened was you were too young to have dealt with a situation like that yet.
Yes.
So that was why you remember it because you were still. Oh, this is a new. Oh God. You know
also,
what I mean?
I was aware, like personally aware of how ridiculously stupid I sounded.
Right. Which.
Like
Yeah. But as a kid, you don't have that.
Right.
You know, so the first few times
that's the same age as you changing your name to Damian Monroe.
Oh God.
So we're both forgiven.
I remember I had to. Yeah. I feel like it was a
Hang on
person.
to that. Keep it for fuel.
I know. I had a high C. I was at kindergarten kindergarten. I think, and it was before first grade, whatever that is, kindergarten, I guess. And the high C straw. It was grape high C, I remember, and I squeezed it wrong, and it shot up on my face. And I was with a table where there were girls there, and it was lunchtime. And I remember thinking, "Oh, it's probably purple on my face around my eye, like Kiss or something cool." Yeah. And wait, and so I was like, Kiss is cool. Like, I'm gonna just chill with it, and just because it happened by accident, so it's not like I tried to do it. So these chicks are just gonna see me with this cool purple thing on my face. I mean,
oh my God.
I mean,
same age?
no, kindergarten.
Oh.
So however old that.
Jesus Christ.
So young as shit, and thinking all these thoughts, and then thinking,
oh my God.
and then thinking, I can't wait to like mac on these girls, like, you know.
You were macking on girls in kindergarten?
I mean, well, it was whatever. It was before first grade.
That's kindergarten.
Okay, yeah. So kindergarten, yeah, Mrs. Antoine's class, and so
you got grape soda
so I
on
got
your
grape,
face.
grape, not even soda, just the juice.
Grape
You know what I
juice
mean?
on your face.
And I remember thinking, like, I remember leaving it there, and it was very sticky because it's high C and it's candy basically. So, and I was like, but leave it though because it's cool. I remember thinking like, just stick with it because it's very cool. And finally, it was so sticky that I was like, I hope that this is like paying off because I gotta wipe my face. And so I asked the girl like really insecurely, like next to me, I was like, hey, I was like, is it like all purple on my face? Like, but like wanting it to be purple, you know? And she goes, and she just goes like this, no. And then I was like, can I go to the bathroom? And I washed my face. Like,
when you went to the bathroom,
and then I looked at my face. It was just my face, zero purple. But that was like, and those were actual thoughts that this idiotic fucking kindergartner had.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I look like a rock star, is what I thought.
There's moments you can remember when you're just a little kid where you're so fucking stupid they will haunt you deep
That's
into
what I'm saying. I think
adulthood.
about that all the time. I think about it all the time. It's probably shaped me. You know?
It definitely has. Like, one ass kicking in high school could turn you one way or the next,
Yeah.
left or right. Like
100%.
some people have been bullied in high school and it fucked them up for the rest of their life.
Well, yeah, I mean.
And even before high school, like junior high,
Yeah.
and grammar school and shit. Some people just never recover from it. It's a weird inclination that people have.
What,
You know, bullies like in
yeah.
schools, like to find one kid who's fucking nervous and start fucking with them.
Yeah, that's very
Hey,
weird
Nelson,
to me.
where you
Yeah.
going after school, Nelson, besides sucking my dick in the woods?
I never understood that.
Huh?
Big giant gay dude who wants you to suck his dick in the woods.
Yeah.
You gotta go to high school with him, fight him off every day. Your parents don't believe you.
Yeah. I mean, I loved always making fun of people, but not bullying.
Yeah,
You know what I
no. Well, I think there's a lot of kids who get physically abused at home.
Yeah.
I think that's a big
And
factor.
then they get their power back.
Yeah, and then there's physical bullying that way, but then there's psychological bullying too, and then there's a certain amount of natural pecking order shit that kids do to each other. They're
Yeah.
competitive with each other,
Yeah.
and one will say something shitty, and the next will say something shitty back, and then they form fucking teams. Hey, we're against Chris. Chris is a piece of shit, right? You know, and then you're like, you know what, man, Mike and I, we're just fucking. You guys got to pick a team. You're on Team Chris or Team Mike.
Lions, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of animal behavior. Like, I have chickens, and one of my chickens, like one of them, something goes wrong, like the other ones start fucking with it. They peck at it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It's weird.
You
It's
have
like you
chickens
can
because you
see-
eat them?
No, I don't eat the chickens.
Oh, you just have
I
them.
eat their eggs,
Oh.
which are non-fertilized, ladies and gentlemen. All you crazy vegans out there
Yeah.
not getting enough protein, look into eggs. Get yourself some chickens. They're your pets. They're gonna run around. You can even, if you want to, you can feed them vegetarian diets, which you really shouldn't, because they're not vegetarians. They're little fucking dinosaurs, bro. But the thing is, when they see like something wrong with one of the other ones, it's a real problem. One of them gets injured, the other ones start pecking at it.
Weird.
Yeah.
Makes you think that that's how we are secretly.
Well,
Secretly.
I think at our base level,
Yeah.
but I think what is so, like, what's interesting about all these anti-bullying campaigns is that they didn't exist when we were younger. And whether or not you make an argument for people figuring out how to get along through the natural methods that we've always encountered, like finding good people and
Yeah.
bad people and finding who you like and finding out about your own behavior and how it affects other people. Either way, it's what I think's going on is we don't want people to fuck with people anymore, and I think in the old days everybody just accepted
Yeah.
that people fucked with
Yeah.
people. And now we realize we're growing older. But what's crazy is that we're figuring this out as a culture in the last 20, 30, whatever the fuck years it's been.
Yeah.
Human beings have been around forever.
I know, but it's
forever.
It's social media though. That's what it is.
It is.
Because now everything is exposed.
It is that, but I think it was on its way there just through traditional methods like books and regular media and colleges and universities.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why college and universities are so important for changing thought, especially were. They're kind of in a fucked up place now, but there was a thing where you would leave your environment and go to this new environment, right? And this new environment would be filled with intellectuals, filled with people that are trying to change the world. And you'd be exposed to ideas you never got before. And so through those ideas, then you learn a bunch of shit, and then you go out with this idea that you're going to go do this, or you're going to go apply your knowledge now there, or get a degree here. And everything would sort of compound, and your understanding of the world would be far better than the people that came before you, because just the fact that humanity's accumulated 20, 30 plus years of information since the time your parents were in school, right?
Right.
So all that aside, as that goes by, that gets you a certain way. It gets you a certain amount of steps past the barbarians and the fucking Romans, all the psychopaths of our history. But now, once social media kicks in, now everything's accelerated.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
In a way we can't even control.
Yeah.
It's completely out of everybody's hands. That's why trigger words and safe spaces and everyone's going fucking crazy.
Yeah. It's too fast for us to catch up with, I feel.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's moving in the right direction. Like, even all the ridiculous, like, trigger words, safe spaces stuff, all that stuff is like, the inclination is to be nicer.
Yeah, that's a good thing, for sure, yeah.
So, some of it's ridiculous. It's not well thought out. Like, you're better off having people communicate than having safe spaces. You're better off figuring out a way to make people just not shitty to each other and screaming and yelling at each other. Like, find a better method of communicating.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's like they're moving in that direction. They're moving in a really good direction. Even these ridiculous, like, liberals that shut down that Evergreen College, and they're going nuts, and they didn't want white people to show up for work for a day.
Yeah.
Their inclination is probably correct. They just want to balance things out. And when things, right now they feel like black people are still, like, in a bad position as far as, like, racial injustice. And by pushing white people down, they're going to balance the black people out. But they just don't understand humans.
Right.
That doesn't work like that.
That's not how it works, yeah.
No.
But we're breaking it down, Chris D'Elia.
I know.
Man on fire. Is it hard picking a name for your special?
For this one, it was not.
Because you have a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I find it difficult, yeah. Do you?
Yeah.
I was actually, before yours came out, I was like, man, somebody should do, like, trigger warning or something.
Yeah, I just
That's
did
a great title.
I did it because I knew
Triggered.
it would upset some people.
Yeah, but that's who you are, though, and that's what that. I mean, you talk about all the things that would trigger somebody.
Well, I just talk about what's ridiculous about those
Yeah.
things, and with that special particularly, I knew, like, the Bruce Jenner bit. I'm like, this one's coming home hard.
Yeah,
They need a trigger warning.
I don't even know. I'm a physical comedian. I don't even know how you made that bit work.
Yoga,
with the chair and all that shit. No, but I mean, not even just that. Like the build and everything. It was just like
it became a bunch of different things. Like
shit.
it started out a little different. It started out, it was a little more calm.
No.
And then I realized, like, like, the only way this is gonna work, like, where people are gonna really think I'm a demon, because I try to think. This is a fucking goofy thing to admit, but when I'm doing that bit. I used to do this bit about tigers fucking. And one of the key to the bit, I figured out the key to the bit at one point. The key to the bit was to think like a tiger.
Yeah.
And to move like a tiger.
Yeah.
Not think of myself as a comedian.
Yeah.
But when I did that bit, I was thinking to myself as a demon. Like, I was thinking to myself as a Kardashian.
No, it helps.
That kicks off. So then my inclination was to just climb on the stool.
Right.
And just, like, and get in this weird sort of Gollum hunched over stance.
Right.
Because, and plus I figured because I'm really flexible, it'll look weird.
Yeah.
It'll look
great,
strange.
Yeah. That's funny. Sometimes my opener is like, how do you do, like, the act outs like that? And I'm just like, you just believe that that's what you are for a little bit. It's so dumb, but it helps.
Dumb. Yeah. But if you could do it, if you could pull it off.
Yeah.
You ever see Jimmy Schubert's bit about eagles mating?
No.
It's a hilarious bit. But when Schubert's doing it, it's because eagles have this crazy thing where they fuck while they're flying.
Oh yeah.
And
sure.
when they fuck, they stay connected until they come. So, like, sometimes they don't make it; they fucking crash into the ground and die, which is hilarious. But his bit You know, he's like,
I was doing it. Yeah, sure.
Like, and like while he's doing it, even though you know it's Jimmy Schubert,
Right.
you're thinking,
Yeah,
oh,
about
he's
the Eagles.
thinking like an eagle.
That's funny.
He's an eagle right now.
Yeah.
He's in his element.
That's funny.
Is that a truck backing out? Is that what that is? That's for sure not too loud, right?
I mean, that's so loud. Yeah.
We're indoors. Who are they trying to protect? We're nowhere near that truck.
Is this how you get your money? They just back up this truck?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, nah, everything has to be white. White M&Ms. I want white limos, white socks. I want new sneakers every day of the week, son.
The rapper, I saw a rapper yesterday got a Papa Smurf diamond encrusted chain, man. They're just trying to outdo each other.
You know what I've been thinking of doing? I've been thinking of living two separate ways. Thinking of getting a cabin in the woods, right? Where I live, like I have a well, solar power, just chill out there for half the year. The other half of the year, I get the dopest house I can afford in Beverly Hills. Just walk around in furs everywhere.
I like
cover
that
myself
idea a
in
lot.
diamonds.
So you
sunglasses outside at night always.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So you half the year you're one, half the year you get the other.
A limo with my face on it.
You make the driver wear a mask of you.
I'm gonna get a grill that I can only put on for 6 months a year. So at 6 months, they take the grill off, and then I go back to being the woods guy. I'm just bored being one person.
Look, I think, you know, I mean,
Something to that, right?
Well, yeah, because look, Tupac had the songs about how lift our women up, and then he would be the other guy, be like, fuck bitches.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
He figured it out.
Yeah. Well, he was a poet, and also he was a reporter. He was reporting on what's going on in the streets.
Are you not?
No. I'm bipolar. I just want to do it for 6 months out of the year.
You just want to have fun. Okay.
6 months out of the year. Oh, this is what I'll do. I'll get a crib in downtown L.A., like one of them penthouse cribs where you're overlooking the city. Yeah, with a pool on the deck. Oh,
would your family be with you both times?
what? The fuck are you talking about, bro?
One of the half of the year.
No, I'm a different dude. I'm a different dude.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah.
I don't even have a family anymore. Look, I saw a video of a guy where this guy said he was trans age. He was a young girl. He identified with being a young girl. Mm-hmm. He was like a 50-something-year-old man, and he identified with being a young girl. He has children. They let this guy dress up like a young girl, and people were accepting it. His family was accepting it. He was talking to people. He's saying how he really feels. What's to stop you from being a totally different person?
I get it. To identify as like a Korean.
Just identify as a different guy.
Yeah.
Like right now, you identify as Chris D'Elia.
Yeah.
What
Tim.
if-
I'm
what-
Tim now.
What's that other character? What's Damien what?
Damian Monroe.
Yeah.
Dude,
How
was
about-
I ahead of my time?
You might have been ahead of your time. This is what I'm thinking. You could be, this is the guy. Trans woman, lives her life as a 6-year-old. Yeah. Has a family, has children. That's someone's daddy.
So
and
how
just
old
decided.
is the girl that he thinks he's 6?
6.
So
Thinks he's
so what
6.
was he doing 6 years ago? Still the guy?
6 years ago, he hadn't been born yet, bro.
So is he ever? That's what I'm saying. Is he ever turned 7?
No.
He's always the 6.
Always identifies
So
as 6.
so age is
irrelevant. Dude, okay, you can't age someone. Just like you can't gender someone. Piece of shit.
Yeah,
You're
I
such
know.
a shitlord.
I know I am.
God, that's him as a woman.
But what
or a
about
man.
he's going
I
to
get
die
confused.
one day?
Incorrect. He will be 6 forever. He called it. So there he was. He had a gang of kids, and then fell on his head or something. What caused it? I don't know. Maybe just decided.
Huh.
So if you can do that, you can do that. That's who you identify with now. You're a girl. You can change your name. You can change your name. You're Becky now. I'm
Wait,
Becky. I'm Caitlin.
I want you to be. I'll be 9. Said, well, I don't mind going to 6, so I've been 6 ever since. Well,
Whoa.
yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what to make of that.
Jesus Christ. Okay, listen to this nonsense. Well, I have a mummy and a daddy, an adopted mummy and a daddy who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl. And their children and their grandchildren are totally supportive. In fact, her youngest granddaughter, when I was 8, a year ago, she was 8, so she's getting older. When I was 8 a year ago, I was 8 and she was 7, and she said to me, I want you to be the little sister, so I'll be 9.
Oh, wow.
And I said, well, I don't mind going to 6, so I've been 6 ever since.
Well, so now he's just changing it, though.
We are living in a world of nonsense.
I mean, you
This
can't
is
just
nonsense.
change it. So he doesn't identify with it if he just keeps changing it.
I'm not even going to have real diamonds on my grill. I'm going to tell everybody they're real. but they're gonna be cubic zirconias because food's gonna get caught in them. Who gives a shit? Doesn't have to be real
You could
diamonds.
be like they identify as real diamonds.
Platinum on the outside though, for sure.
Wow.
For sure, platinum. And then I'd get it taken off every 6 months, and I become
Woods guy.
Woods guy. Yeah.
I'm into it, man. I'll vouch for you. I'll be like, no, he's 2 people.
Don't you tell me you can't be a different person? You can totally be a different person.
You feel different a lot during the day. You feel like one way. Some morning you're sad, and then at night you're like, oh, this is a great life, you know?
Remember that Bittersweet Symphony song? I'm a million different people from one day to the next.
I don't know.
It's a bittersweet symphony this life. Remember that?
Not the way you're singing it,
Well,
but maybe,
I'm singing it
maybe
sounds
you're...
like shit. But there was a band called The Verve, and it was a great song.
I know you. Yes, I know the song, The Verb.
But they lost all the money because the opening riff sounded just like
yes,
the
I
Rolling
remember that.
Stones. Remember that?
Yeah.
I heard something recent similar to this. Did you know that that song "I'll Be Missing You" that Puff Daddy
Yeah.
made about
Notorious
Sting
B.I.G.
has made all of the money from that song.
Yeah, Every Breath
Yeah.
You Take.
Like 160,
but they
$70
actually
million,
used-
something like that.
How much?
Like 60 or 70 million dollars.
That was
Isn't
a
that one
huge
song?
hit. Yeah.
Doesn't share it with the police. It's just his money.
But
Ooh,
also...
the police. See, that's where he fucked up.
Yeah, that's right.
The police.
Well, but he wasn't... it wasn't stinging the
hey,
cops.
I'm the Edge. No, dude, you can't be the Edge.
That's
That's you two, right? You two's that got the Edge.
What's
you can't
the
call
Edge?
yourself the Edge, bro.
What's that? A band?
That's one of the guys in the band.
Oh, he calls himself
yeah,
that,
and he's
right.
a
Yeah,
white
yeah, yeah.
guy. He's a white guy, and he calls
Right.
himself the Edge. Hey, no.
Yeah. Definitely no.
You
Yeah,
can't-
don't.
You can't,
I
you
always...
can't be a the thing.
I just
Right?
love when rappers are like, that's why they call me fucking the Edge, and you're like, you asked people to call you that, dude. That's why people call you that.
Yeah, you can't do that. They call me the Love Professor. No.
No, they don't. They call me. When you say they call me, I stop listening.
Yeah, they call me the psychological coordinator.
That's a good one. That could be one of your guys, the Woods guy.
Psychological coordinator. I just sit and write books on people. This is what I think. I have viewed them on television. Yeah, I mean, why can't you be a different person? If you can identify as being, just decide I'm 9 or I'm 6.
Did you see the one about the guy who identifies as an alien? Or no, he wants to have his
Yeah, I think he
genitals
already has.
cut off. Yeah, because he wants to be an alien.
Yeah, well, he's done his whole body. He's
Yeah,
he's
oh yeah, no, he
spent
looks
a ton of money.
Yeah.
Is it a he? You're not allowed to say he. Can we say Z?
Z.
What would you say? Z. Z has spent a ton of money.
Yeah,
Z
that's-
has fake lips and
Yeah.
done some nutty shit to Z's eyes.
Yeah.
Look at this.
That's
$50,000 on over 100 procedures. First of all, stop. Stop right there. That's not true. Because that means each procedure is how much? You've
Yeah.
done 100 procedures?
50 divided by 100, or 50,000 divided by 100.
How cheap are these fucking procedures?
$14 each.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. 100 procedures.
Wait,
if
oh,
they
that-
were,
go
if
down.
the
Is that-
procedure is
was that him for-
$1,000, it
Ooh.
would be $100,000. So you've done 100 procedures at
They might give him a
$500
discount.
each?
Might get like a 5 for 1.
Dude, plastic surgery is fucking expensive.
That's one of those things, it's like a burger. You want to pay the most.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't-
otherwise...
I mean, unless he's got a friend. It's just $100,000 or $50,000 on 100
Well, look at his leg
procedures.
right there.
That's from taking so much dick that your caves in.
But he's...
It's like when they drill
yeah.
for coal, they don't do the proper seismic studies.
So he doesn't have a
Exactly.
vagina or a penis. Or
Well,
she,
he's an
Z,
alien.
whatever.
Z's an alien.
That's,
Z's trying to become a genderless alien. It's an interesting look. I mean, why not, man? You know, people want to get their face tattooed. Why not get wacky and do this? And who the fuck am I to judge? My arms are covered in tattoos.
no, I mean, if it makes the person happy,
Yeah.
or the alien.
Who am I to judge? Like, I've got art all over my arms. But keep that picture up, man. What are you doing? You want to keep it to yourself?
By the way, do you
Scroll down. Let me see the top one. No, the top one. The face one. Is it the weird face one? No. The one like that one, the top one. That one is fucking trippy. What is he doing? What is Z doing to Z's eyes? Well, Vinny is makeup artist Vinny O, 22 from Los Angeles, California. Oh, it has plans costing over $160,000 to become a genderless alien. He's already spent $50,000.
Those
on
are probably.
plastic
Oh, there's 10
surgery.
photos.
Yeah. Jesus.
The,
That's crazy.
Is that Are those contacts? Is it gonna be contacts? Oh, those are the
it might
photos.
be
Got it.
contacts, but it might also be.
Oh, he look there. That's kind of normalish, right?
That is normalish.
Yeah.
What kind of pain do you have to be in to want to be genderless? A genderless alien. Oof. But who am I to judge? Who is anybody to judge, Crystalia? Wouldn't this world be better if we didn't?
A judge?
We didn't exist. You and I wouldn't exist. We wouldn't have a job.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
That's like that Bret Ernst joke when he's like, "Who could judge? Only God could judge me." He's like, "No, a judge can judge you." That's a funny joke.
That's a good joke.
I think he does that. Yeah.
That's so stupid.
I know.
People
I
get
love
that tattooed on them. Like,
I know.
yeah, shit. You're right. The judge can judge. God damn it.
I know. You
I didn't
fuck
even
up.
think of that,
That's
man.
why, by the way,
before the tattoo, I'm like, before I get this done, is there anybody else who could judge me?
Yeah.
I mean, be honest with me. Hey, bro, nobody could judge you but God. Nobody. Nobody.
oh, judge is an occupation. Oh wait.
What? It is?
I
Yeah. Did you know that a chiropractor's not even a doctor?
Did you? I love tattoos. I always wanted to get tattoos, but like I just
Don't be scared.
Oh, it's just what if I don't like it later?
Exactly.
Right. That's the
Deal
fear.
with it.
So
Just go to a good tattoo artist.
yeah, but what if I'm like, oh, I love.
Well, I got super lucky. The guy who did me is a gentleman named Aaron Delavadova from Guru Tattoo in San Diego. And he's just a world-renowned tattoo artist. He does the kind of style of tattoo that I like big, bold, lots of colors and stuff. So I got lucky that I got. It took a long time though. I had to I got to wait and get an appointment, and this one took like, I want to say this one took like 50 hours. And this one took like 40.
So you got that
far. This
all
wasn't even
done. You got that all done.
Yeah, it was
At once,
No,
not
no,
in pieces.
No. In pieces.
But
they do the
no, but-
outline
but-
for
but-
8 hours, then I come back again. They would do like one part for 8 hours.
I understand that, but that whole thing was a design. It wasn't like, oh wow.
Exactly, yeah.
Because usually
Yeah.
a lot of people just add to it. You know
Well,
what
I
I mean?
started small, right? I had this little idea,
Yeah.
and he was like, it's like you have too much shit you're trying to do in this one little thing. I was like, so what, should I go like half sleeve? He's like, let me just draw you up a half sleeve. And then I went, fuck it, let's just go all the way in. Ah!
So all of a sudden, then you were tattooed.
Yeah, all of a sudden. Well, it took
No, I understand.
more than a year.
Yeah. Wow.
But it seemed like when people like sort of piece them together, like one little tattoo
Yeah.
at a time, there's something about big pieces. Like when someone has a big flowing piece,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna get something done, it's all like personal choice.
And
I
you
like them.
You just have your arms.
Yeah. I like them. They don't bother me.
I always think they look cool. Like even Conor McGregor and shit. Like that looks cool. He's got fucking wacky ass
He's got a
tattoos
gorilla on his neck.
on his neck. You know.
A gorilla with a crown.
But it's like cool. It's him. You know what I mean?
Are you gonna pay money to see that fight?
I got to see that. I mean, I don't really follow it too much, but I got to see that.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I would say yeah. Oh, I would definitely watch it. I'm working that night. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to avoid
doing a
finding
show?
out about the fight. Yeah.
So you can watch it. Yeah. I mean, there's no how you gonna not find out.
I'm in DC that night.
Yeah.
So I got to figure out how I can watch it without finding out what happened. If that's a
Yeah.
possible way.
But what about what do you think? Do you have an idea what's going to happen?
I think Floyd Mayweather is going to win a boxing match.
Yeah.
That's what I think. It's like how he's going to win and whether or not he's challenged and whether or not he's put in danger. He could be put in danger for sure. If Connor's got to put himself in danger, and he's got to be confident enough to he's got to get a hold of him. I think he's got to rough him up. He's definitely not going to win just like a straight boxing match against the best boxer ever.
Right.
And I don't think he thinks he would do that either. I think what he wants to do is clip him. Just go after him, make a big sprint right away, try to clip him, try to hurt him, try to rough him up. The more the time goes on, what happens with a guy like Floyd is he's been boxing for so long.
Right.
He starts doing things and then anticipating your reaction to those things, timing you.
Yeah, sure.
He'll do things not even so that he could hit you, but to see how you react and how fast you are.
Yeah.
And maybe if he did this and then came over the top, or maybe if he did this and stepped over here and hit you with a left hook, and he gets it in his head and he starts moving around and he puts you in he sort of has these parameters for your movements, almost like he's a supercomputer.
Yeah.
You see, Anderson Silva used to do that too. You could see him measure timing. He would see how you react. And bang! He would just drop that front kick on your face or something like that. He just sees that there's an opening there. He knows how fast he can execute a technique. He knows how fast, after watching you move for a while, that you can move. And he knows whether or not you can get him, whether you can get to him. How fast are you? So once Floyd has those numbers in his head, then you just get your face boxed off.
Yeah.
Then you get your face
It's
boxed
so
off.
interesting that a guy can be so good at that and work so hard and not get brutally ruined.
Yeah.
To the point to become and then become a champion. You know what I mean?
There's a bunch of
through all the
factors.
training and shit. I mean, obviously, guys get hurt and then can't become a champion.
Yeah.
But to be that guy that's gotten to that point is just amazing.
Floyd's got a bunch of factors on his side. One, his uncle is a fantastic former professional boxer. Roger Mayweather,
So
the
he
Black
was like his
Mamba.
corner guy?
He was a world champion. He was a bad motherfucker, and he would starch guys with one punch. But he had a totally different style. And then his dad, Floyd Mayweather Sr., fought Sugar Ray Leonard and had a really good fight against Sugar Ray Leonard. If I want to remember, he was stopped late in the fight. I don't remember when. But, so his dad was an outstanding boxer. His uncle was an outstanding boxer. And he grew up boxing. So he grew up knowing technique at a very early age. When you know at a really early age, you can get really good at it because you can get good at it later. There's a lot of fucking unicorns, like people that don't make any sense. But when you're young, you don't hit that hard.
Yeah.
So you and your buddies can hit each other and you don't hurt each other. So you learn how to box and you don't have the consequences.
Yeah.
If you learn how to box and you're 180 pounds and you're boxing other dudes that are 180 pounds and you're fucking savages and you're throwing lead at each other, boxing's scary and dangerous. But when you're a little kid, you can't even hurt each other.
That's what actually Joel Gerson was saying, that it's way easier to teach kids how to like throw.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, your body fucks up when you're 200 pounds trying to throw somebody else 200 pounds.
Yeah, when you're 40 pounds, you're throwing another 40 pounder, no one gets hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Floyd's just as good as they've ever been in terms of boxing. He's got a unique style. He doesn't take a lot of damage. He's the best defensive boxer of all time.
Yeah.
In terms of the amount of time that he gets hit, nobody gets hit less.
Yeah, I don't know much about boxing or fighting at all, but I gotta see that.
It's a freak show.
Yeah,
it's not,
it is.
It's not a boxing match
Right.
because Conor doesn't have a lot of boxing matches. It's not like we're looking at Canelo Alvarez when he was challenging Floyd. And we're going, you think Canelo can get to him? Well, we can go back and look at this fight. He did really well. And you can't look at any fight.
Yeah. And
You
also,
can't look at anything.
Doesn't the wind, the stamina? I mean, like a boxer's stamina, he's got to go 12 rounds, right?
True. But,
UFC is what?
5 rounds for a championship fight, but it's 5-minute rounds with kicking and wrestling.
Right.
It is fucking way easier to go 3 minutes boxing than it is to go 5 minutes of MMA. Fucking way easier.
I guess I didn't know that. I've only done grappling and shit.
No comparison. Not that I've done either one of them professionally, but I'm just telling you as far as like the amount of work that you put out in a 3-minute round just using your hands versus wrestling, fighting off submissions, getting your legs kicked, kicking. All those things require tremendous amounts of energy. I think UFC athletes are some of the most conditioned athletes in the world.
Oh yeah, they gotta
Especially
be.
high level. Like when you get to like a Mighty Mouse level, when you know that guy can go 5 rounds full clip and never get tired.
That guy, I mean, we were talking about that guy. How much he gets hit?
Dude, nobody hits Mighty Mouse these days. He's on such another level right now.
Wait,
He's like
nobody
several
hits
levels past. Mighty Mouse, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, who are you talking about?
The Asian guy.
No.
Who was
I
the
think you're
Asian
thinking
guy
of a
that kept
different
getting punched in the face? We talked about him. We
Are you talking about the Korean Superboy?
Yes.
Doo Ho Choi? Yeah,
Yes.
that was the crazy fight with Cub Swanson.
Yes.
Totally different fight.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Mighty Mouse is the pound-for-pound best fighter in the
Okay,
world.
okay,
He's
okay.
the UFC flyweight champion.
Okay.
Doo Ho Choi is one of the most exciting 145-pound contenders.
Okay.
Yeah, and he had a fucking crazy fight with Cub Swanson.
that was crazy.
Oh my God, it was just that was the blood and guts fight of the year.
Yeah, because they were playing at the Comedy Store when that was why.
It was on TV.
Yeah.
That was a crazy fucking fight. Yeah, it's all about like whether or not Conor can hit him, and he probably can't hit him. I mean, just you got to be honest.
Probably
But he
cannot, you're saying?
Probably cannot.
Yeah.
Probably cannot. I mean, Floyd has been doing this for so long.
Yeah, he's the defensive boxer. Yeah.
It's a different world, man.
Yeah.
It's a different world. There's no leg kicks. There's no takedowns. There's no. It's a different world.
Was it you that was saying? Somebody was saying something about how Conor has the one thing over Floyd that nobody's ever had over him, and that's that he can say, I can kick your fucking ass.
Yeah, I can fuck you up.
Is
You
that
don't
you?
have a chance. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is me. If there was an MMA fight, it would be look. Connor has a chance in a boxing match because he knows how to box.
Right.
He
Floyd
can
has no
punch.
chance in it.
Floyd has zero.
Right. That's
Zero.
Yeah.
It's leg kick to take down to smash to
Yeah.
strangle every day.
Yeah, it's,
all day for the rest
it's
of your
like
life.
a baseball player in the octagon.
Yeah, because
Different
you
sport.
even can't even punch him if Connor's kicking him.
Right.
Like if they just let Connor kick, if they said, okay, listen, you can't do MMA, but you can kick. Oh my God, I'm putting all the money on Connor.
Really?
100% of it. 100%. You let him kick?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. How many leg kicks do you think Floyd Mayweather Jr.
True.
can take?
Even if he's blocking.
Dude, Connor's going to side kick his knees.
Oh, the legs. Yeah, that's the worst
He's going
part.
to fuck his legs up. He's
Yeah.
never going to get close enough to hit him.
Yeah.
He's going to side kick his legs. He's going to side kick his body. He's going to, I mean, there's no chance. No chance. But
first-
take the legs away
Yeah.
and no chance for Connor. Not no chance for Connor, but
Small.
boy, if you have money,
Right.
Boo, who you betting on?
Yeah. I remember the first time I felt a kick to my leg. I couldn't believe how hard, how bad it hurt.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Dude, there was this guy named Pedro Hizzo that was one of the top UFC heavyweights, fought all over the place. And he used to leg kick guys, and he was this big fucking Brazilian dude. Just
This was
whomp.
UFC
Way
a long
back,
time ago.
way back.
And he would submit guys just by kicking their legs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He would break your leg. He would break your leg. Dude, his leg kicks were so heavy. You would hear them, like, ringside.
Yeah.
It would just sound different.
This him?
Oh, no, this guy's going to let him kick him? No,
This
he's
is him?
not. Oh, he's going to low kick a journalist. He's going to hold the pad.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's Pedro Hizzo. No, don't do it. He's going to let him kick his leg. Now, look at the size of Pedro. He's giant.
Yeah, he's huge.
Don't.
That
he's
guy's
really
a
gonna do this?
journalist?
This guy's going to let him do that?
Come on, they're not going to do it.
Dude, he could just, that's not even an exaggeration. He'd touch you like that with his leg, and you have a Charlie horse.
What?
I'm not kidding, dude. He was a gorilla. He was the hardest leg kicks I've ever seen because he was a big ass heavyweight. Is this guy gonna hold a pad or what? What's he
He's
gonna
gonna
do?
go flying. That
Oh
was
my
hilarious.
God, this is gonna be awful for him.
Even with the pad.
Here it goes.
No!
Come on, son. That dude just flew through the air and flipped and landed on his face.
And it didn't look like it was nothing for him, for the other guy.
Dude, that's how hard Pedro Hizzo kicks. You gotta understand.
And there's no way that was 100% either.
Oh, it probably was.
Really?
Yeah, let me see it again. The dude flew through the air. That was a 170-pound man. He went flying
Yeah.
through the air. That guy flew.
Wow. That's really funny.
He was terrifying.
Hey, at least he went with it.
He fought Rico Rodriguez. Rico was one of the top UFC heavyweights at the time, and he hit him with a leg kick. Whop! And you could see the look of Rico. Was like, what in the fuck is that all
Yeah.
about? He just had a different amount of power.
Yeah.
Like that, it was like George Foreman punches, but with the legs. Just had a totally different thing going on.
Were you a big fan of boxing?
Huge.
Back, yeah.
Huge.
Before like UFC and all that?
Oh yeah, man. I still am. I still am a big fan of boxing. I love it. Boxing is exciting because, like, when you see a guy like Sergey Kovalev versus Andre Ward, like the last fight, you're seeing like the margin of error that each guy is operating in is so small, and it's just two things. It's just left hand, right hand. Those are two weapons, right? And the margin of error that you have when one guy's an expert at punching people in the face and the other guy's an expert at punching people in the face, and you're moving around trying to find your openings, and these like world class top of the food chain guys are trying to smash each other with their punches, and that's all they have to rely on. So in making something like very limited, to me, especially because I watch so much MMA, it becomes interesting because I'm like, okay, now I don't have to think about leg kicks.
Right.
You don't have to think about takedowns.
Yeah.
All I have to think about is which guy, which guy's going to be able to solve this puzzle.
Right.
And it's very fascinating to me, to the point where I like fights that people get mad at. Like they go, that fight sucked. I'm like,
Right,
I
because
thought
it
was a
wasn't
good fight.
exciting. Because they thought
Yeah.
it wasn't exciting or whatever.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Well, that's why I've always been a fan of Floyd Mayweather
Yeah.
because of what he's able to do defensively.
Right.
Like nobody can do what he does.
That's cool.
Yeah. He's an amazing defensive boxer. I mean, every fighter should watch him. Every fighter should learn. It just like how he can stand right in front of you too. I mean, he stood right in front of guys, just fucking.
There was a video on YouTube I was watching where the guy was like, I want to show you guys the head move that'll just make sure I won't even block, but that's how I'll never get hit in the head. And he goes up to random people on the street and he's like, hey.
I've seen that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, go ahead and try to punch me for like a minute and
Right.
I'm not going to block. And the guy was like, okay. And then he just never gets hit in the face because he's doing this fucking head bop.
Yeah, but he's got to find the right guys.
Well,
You
I mean,
know?
he's not finding professional boxers.
Yeah, you roll up on Deontay Wilder.
Yeah. All right, I'll do it. But still, I mean, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought about that.
Yeah, a guy who can move his head like a Floyd Mayweather or a Vasily Lomachenko, like that kind of guy. A guy who can like stand right in front of you. You can't hit him. That's one of the most terrifying guys to face.
That's fucking crazy.
You can't hit him. Like, he's just not there, and then he's hitting you all the time.
Yeah.
So then you're getting frustrated and
And
confused.
you're getting winded. You miss
yeah.
a punch.
And you realize you're caught in a spider web.
Yeah.
You're slowly getting lit up. That's what's going to be interesting, too, to see what happens to Conor if he does find himself in the web. If he finds himself in the web. Whether or not he tries to distance himself from Floyd and stay on the outside, whether or not he tries to clinch up with him and bully him, or whether he does something like really confusing that Floyd doesn't expect. Like, it's almost like his coach, John Kavanaugh, the guy who's coached him in MMA, very, very smart guy and a brilliant tactician. And together their team is, I like their approach. They're very, very unique approach. And one of the things they do is they come up with these really unorthodox training routines, because his statement that like really rings true with me is he says, we want to upgrade the hardware or upgrade the software without damaging the hardware.
Kavanaugh says this?
Yeah, so they do a lot of drills instead of like constant hard sparring. And the idea is that when you do hard sparring all the time, the problem is like it's hard for experimentation because you get punished if you fuck up, and it's hard to download new stuff. And then the other hand, doing things like just doing drills over and over again can get kind of boring.
Yeah.
So they come up with all these innovative ways
That's cool.
to incorporate new kind of movements. And a lot of it's weird. Like they throw cards at him. He's got this guy who throws cards at him, and he punches the cards out of the air.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
I don't know how effective, if at all, that is.
Yeah.
But it's a freak show. That's what's exciting.
Well, I mean, the crazy thing is, what if fucking Conor wins?
Yes.
Then that's like kind of bad for boxing, huh?
It's awesome for Conor McGregor.
Oh, it's great for him.
I don't think it's bad for boxing because Conor McGregor can box. I mean, he really can box.
Sure.
The question, can he box? Mayweather.
Right.
It's a big difference. You know?
I mean, then Conor McGregor is the biggest star
Ever.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. If he knocks out Floyd Mayweather, he's the biggest athlete of all time. He becomes, first of all, in Europe, he becomes the king of Europe. They just give him crowns and they make a castle for him. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, if he knocks out Floyd Mayweather, he is like literally probably the most popular athlete of all time. He might surpass he's like in Muhammad Ali levels, right?
I mean, he's already.
Yeah. I think Muhammad Ali was probably, it wasn't our time, but I think he was probably at a totally different level because Muhammad Ali also represented like the civil rights movement.
Right.
Represented
It's bigger than just
the
him.
resistance of the Vietnam War. He lost his license to fight for 3 years.
It's a story.
Yeah, he's a symbol of a generation.
Yeah.
Conor is just an amazing fighter.
Right.
So take away Muhammad Ali, and I think he's probably on his way. Yeah. But if he loses and he gets embarrassed by Floyd,
even still, it's not a sport. He's got nothing to lose. I mean, he's making $100 million anyway.
Who the fuck knows? I'm sure it's a ton of cash.
Yeah.
So many people are going to be watching. How could it not be?
The craziest thing about Conor is that 4 years ago, nobody knew who the fuck he was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. That's like, there's no profession where like all of a sudden you're that big of a star.
But it doesn't even exist in MMA. You got to understand. Nobody else does that. It's just him.
So what happened?
He's that
How old
good.
is he, by the way?
He's like 28.
Jesus Christ.
28, 29. I tweeted him when he won the Cage Warriors title, or he might have been defending his title. I think it was Cage Warriors. But he flatlined some dude. I was like, this kid's fucking good.
Really?
Yeah, and I tweeted him, congratulations, and I said, I hope to see you in the UFC someday. And that was like 2013. Yeah, that's because of Access TV. Shout out to Access TV, formerly HDNet. They had so many good fights online. Actually, maybe it was the internet. It might have been on the internet. That's another thing. All right, your fight.
Wow.
Congratulations. Looks sensational. Hope to see you in the UFC someday.
That's cool, man. God.
Yeah, that's crazy. 2013, January of 2013.
But to think that he tweeted that then and then now
he's the biggest fighter on the planet.
God.
That was before he even came there.
That's just...
It's pretty dope.
So so basically you're saying he rose so quickly because...
He's just something special.
Yeah, I got you.
He's something special.
Yeah.
and he knocks people dead.
Right.
You know, he's everybody except Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz, that just shows what a bad motherfucker he is. He's the most underutilized fighter in MMA, period, in terms of like his star power, like capitalizing on it. I don't think the UFC even knows how fucking huge Nate Diaz is. And Nick, his brother Nick.
Branding wise, you're saying, and just
Everybody loves those guys. They're fucking characters.
Yeah.
They're like an American version of Snatched.
that's fucking funny.
Right? Is it Snatched or Snatch?
Snatch, the movie.
Snatched was the Goldie Hawn,
Yes.
Amy Schumer
Yes.
one, right?
You're talking about Snatch.
I get confused. And there's another Snatched?
The Snatched is maybe like a TV show on the ID channel or some bullshit. You know what I mean? I was snatched.
It would be great if it was either alien abductions or a guy who works on pussies. I'm a pussy doctor. I like to trim them extra labias.
Today I'm snatched.
Yeah.
We're cleaning up this wide pussy.
Yeah. Pussy doctor.
Yeah, no, yeah. But that guy, to me, Nate Diaz looks like a guy you don't fuck with.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's huge. People don't realize how
Oh, he
big
is?
Nate is in between fights. Motherfucker's walking around like 200 pounds. He's huge. He's a big fella. Big and super good dude.
So how did he fight? Oh, he just leaned out to fight Conor.
Yeah, they fought at 170 both times.
God, that's so much weight to lose. As a 200-pounder?
Yeah, but you do it slow.
Yeah.
You know, you do it over the course of, like I'm sure he's carrying some body fat now. When he got down to 155, he's fought at 55 before. When he fought at 55 before the Conor fight, he fought Michael Johnson, one of his best fights at 55.
155?
Dude shredded at the weigh-ins.
What a
See him,
lifestyle,
he looked
man.
insane in that fight. Like, for the weigh-ins, he was obviously in, like, crazy
Yeah.
shape. Smokes weed, by the way. Holla. Yeah, well, everybody thinks that weed makes you lazy.
Well, no. I mean,
Lazy makes you lazy.
you smoke weed.
Look at that. Shredded.
Wow.
Is that from that fight? That's it right there. Look at that. Boom, son.
That's a
mean-looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
He doesn't have no fat. He's had some sensational UFC victories, too.
Wow.
The guy should be... I mean, he made a shitload of money on the Conor fight and the rematch. I'm sure he made a shitload of money on the rematch.
Those guys, but now what, though? What's he going to do? Look at
I think-
Conor right there. Jesus Christ, look at his body.
You could set him up with some good fights. That was when Conor was, like, severely dehydrated. That's a 145-pound picture, I believe. Yeah, it's fight night. Yeah, so that was a 145-pound picture. And that was before he had the Notorious on his abs.
Oh, right.
Fucked up, man. Dude had vicious abs. Just scribbled on him.
Wow.
But yeah, when you see him at 170, like when he fought Eddie Alvarez at 155 or Nate
McGregor?
Diaz, he's the 155 champ now. But what's really fucked up because he was the 145-pound champ and then he just left the title, won the 155-pound title. So now he had 2 world titles in the UFC, and then they sort of take see that picture right there.
He's way
Bam.
bigger there.
Yeah, jacked.
Wow.
That's the Nate Diaz rematch. He was jacked.
But how tall is he? Not tall, right?
He's 5'9".
Yeah.
Yeah, Nate
The
Diaz
Alvarez
is.
fight.
What's that?
This is 202.
Oh, that's the Alvarez fight. Okay, so that's him at 155 actually. The Nate Diaz fight. Well, yeah, I bet they're real similar in sizes. That's the Nate Diaz fight.
Oh, yeah, look at his lats.
No, that's Alvarez because it's he's jacked.
He has McGregor.
Oh, does it? Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah, that's right. UFC 202. Right. Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense because he's 170 in this picture.
Look at that tattoo.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
that's not. I would have said, hey man, put that somewhere else. Put that shit on your back or something. Don't fuck up your abs, son. But you know, when it comes to personalities in fighting, yeah. See the difference.
Damn, he looks different, huh?
Yeah, he was so sucked in for that first fight. Jesus Christ.
He looks like on the top. He looks like a guy that would like yell at you on the street corner.
Yeah, like a crazy person.
Yeah.
The guy on the bottom, his face is nice and full.
Yeah, it looks.
Looks like he's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
He's gonna make a lot of money. Whether or not he could beat that guy,
Yeah. Either way, huh?
it's gonna be fascinating to see. It's gonna be
And
fascinating.
also,
to see.
isn't it just, not to talk about this too much, but isn't it like soon to have they didn't have time to train.
Exactly, which is what I think what Floyd wants.
Yeah.
I think Floyd was probably in great shape, and I think actually it's probably good to do it this way. I think they prepared for it for quite a long time before they actually committed to it. I hope, at least.
Yeah.
I know he was preparing. He didn't take any MMA fights. Didn't even think about it. It is kind of soon, though. August, just around the corner.
Yeah.
Wish I wasn't working.
Also, can't they make so much money if they waited?
I don't know, man. This is such a freak show. I think they might be playing it right.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because this ain't something like you're going to plan out for 6 months. People might lose steam.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
You know what's the most dragged out fight of all time?
What?
Jean-Claude Van Damme was going to have a, was it a kickboxing fight? I think it was a kickboxing fight with some cat. Some Thai guy who won the gold medal in the Olympics. And they went around for years.
And never did it?
Posing, having like face-offs and shit. And, yeah.
I never did it?
Never did it. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, he had the best reality show. Jean-Claude Van
Jean-Claude Van
Damme.
Damme's my favorite.
I love that dude.
That Volvo commercial or whatever the fuck it was?
Oh, then he's got his legs spread between the two trucks. It's real. I mean, you could definitely do the splits, but I really don't think they
well,
let him
but
risk his
either
life
way,
like
it's
that.
ridiculous. I mean,
It is.
God, that guy. I remember I watched Street Fighter twice in one day.
Was he in Street
He
Fighter?
was the guy, a Guile guy, yeah. I'm going to kick that son of a bitch Bison's ass so ord, he would say. So ord. That fucking killed me. I said, he's an ord.
What is this? Oh, they
wow.
got him a statue in Brussels.
Wow.
Powerful Jean-Claude Van Damme. Look at him, so happy. Sunglasses, doesn't give a fuck.
I know.
Yeah. What a character.
He's got to
He's always
have...
in Russia,
He
hugging
has
people.
He just looking at Jean-Claude Van Damme has to have, like, he looks like a guy who would have the darkest sexual life.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Like
Has a
put the
wife,
dog
but he's like
collar on.
blow security right now.
Oh, makes
You
the
know,
wife
I
suck
want
his
to
dick.
watch you suck his dick.
Wow.
No doubt.
I don't think so, man.
Well, that's how he looks. And he has his sunglasses on, and it's nighttime.
That's it.
You're telling me? Come on, look at him. Look at him right there. It's what he.
Blow security right now. That's it.
I know guys who have had that happen, where they were with a guy, and the guy wanted his wife to suck their dick. A friend of mine said that this guy was coaching his wife through sucking his dick, and he had just met the two of them that night.
That's some different. Yeah, I don't. I mean, like, what is it? You get bored or what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or is that like a thing that is with you before that, and then it just comes out, or? Because that's what is that? Like
What
that's
is
like
that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Like it can't be. It can't be one day you're just like, you know, I want to suck his dick. You know, it's not like that. It has to be when you, with you before that.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It has to be.
Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know.
Might be. I don't know, though. You know, it's one of those things where you got to think, why does it bother us?
Well, here's the deal, man. Being in an open relationship is different than watch. Well, yeah, but still, why does it bother us? That's what you're saying.
Why does it bother us? But it does. Like, you like...
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, the idea that somehow or another you could blow a fuse and then you're right next to a guy going, you like that, huh? Like, honey, work the balls. Like,
But-
suck one of his balls.
Yeah.
Put it in your mouth.
Do the thing I like.
Put your hand like
To
this.
him.
Jerk your hand off like where your fingers are facing him.
But it's a fucking weird thing, man.
It's super weird.
Because
I was like, what do you...
it's a power thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a power thing.
I guess it's also like I'm a freak thing. It's like we're being naughty.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing something dangerous. We're rebels. We're something. What are we?
I was at a. I
Risk
mean, you've had
takers.
some weird stuff, but I had a fan once. Their driver came up to me and he was like, "Hi, I was instructed to come over here, and I want you to. This guy wants you to meet his wife and sleep with him." It was in Chicago.
Sleep with her, you mean?
To her, yeah.
Sleep with him.
Either way, I'm not doing it.
Freud.
But I really wanted to fuck him. That was the thing.
He had this face.
Yeah.
Imagine if there was like a guy out there, sort of how that like picture makes epileptics have seizures.
Yeah.
There was a guy out there that makes your dick hard, and
A
you
great face.
just didn't expect it at all, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you might not even have to like see him in person, But if it's a guy that's so pretty,
Yeah.
like they figured out a way to have the perfect
Yeah.
amount of masculine.
But not even pretty, just the kind of vibe. You like his vibe, you know?
Yeah, like a bear, like a John Goodwin,
Like a handsome grizzled guy. Because, like, I'm not gay. Look, I'm not gay. I never had sex with a guy. But if I was going to, I think I would pick, like, a
big guy,
a nice-looking guy. Not like a pretty guy.
right? Like Tom Selleck in his prime.
Yeah.
Shoes, no socks,
Yeah.
red car.
Chris
What's up,
Pine.
what's up with the flowers in your shirt, bro?
Yeah, that's how you hit on him. Hey, man, what's up with the flowers on your shirt? What are you doing later?
How come you don't wear socks? Do your feet stink? Don't lie to me, bro. Yeah, look at
There's a
him.
handsome guy.
In Hawaii.
Man, right there.
In Hawaii. I always used to think when Tom Selleck was in Hawaii, Magnum P.I. was in Hawaii, I would always think, like, does he hate being in Hawaii? After a while,
I
does
would
he
think
get
that
tired?
too, about like, because like Lost, and then they do Hawaii Five-0 there. By the way, that guy, there's a guy. Well, I mean, there's a guy that was on both Lost and Hawaii Five-0.
Well, he probably loves it down there.
He must.
Listen, man, people who live down there, you're living in paradise. Except for the occasional hurricane. Other than that, you're living in paradise.
Yeah, but it's also, I mean, dude, it's so humid, man. I mean, I was in West Palm Beach this past weekend, and I was like, yeah, it's beautiful, but like, it's too hot. 92 degrees feels like 4,000 degrees.
Yeah, it gets funky.
And then you come
goes
back to
out.
LA and you're like, oh, this is the best.
It's dry. It's dry.
Dry is the
desert
best,
heat.
yeah.
Like Phoenix. Phoenix can get hot as fuck.
Phoenix is just, yeah. But you're landlocked, too. I feel like nice if you're...
It's true, right? You can just get in a boat if shit gets rough.
Yeah.
If you just have a
ever will,
boat
but
on your deck, like tied
even,
down.
even if you're just in Santa Monica or like the Valley.
As the tsunami hits, you get in
Get
the
in.
boat, and you always have like freeze-dried foods. Would you want to be the guy who gets hit in the head by the asteroid, or would you want to be the guy that has to figure out how to rebuild civilization again? Because if you get hit in the head, it'd be nice and quick. If you got to rebuild civilization and cannibals,
But how many people?
moving in,
How many
40,
people?
40 people. on
Oh,
the planet.
that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
I probably want to get hit in the head then.
You have to fuck your sister in order to make people.
Oh, I don't have one, thank God.
But what do you do if it's just you and your sister, and you're the only two people alive?
Oh, I'd want to get hit in the head for sure.
But
with
if
her.
but if you are alive right now, and she's alive, and she
Right.
wants to stay alive, and you're like, look, there's only one way you can make more people.
And just have people with that. Don't you have kids with Down syndrome and shit?
Not yet. I think it takes a while. It takes a few generations. But
Okay.
even worse than that, you bang each other, and then you have to bang your kids. Or the kids have to bang each
the
other,
kids have to
right?
bang,
Because
yeah.
otherwise, that's it. It stops right there. So then it has to be. It's got to get to a certain
People are
point
getting
where there's
real.
like 30 or 40 people.
Yeah.
Everyone's fucking their kids. And then you have to make new rules. Okay, look.
Yeah.
You got plenty of people. You can't fuck your kids anymore.
Right.
Now your
You
kids are
gotta
gonna
make
have
new
to
rules.
fuck my
By
kids.
the way, this is how it used to be, guys. We can do it.
What? When was this? 400 years ago, before
Yeah.
the big rock from the sky shut off the power.
I can't
killed the
fuck-
Wi-Fi.
But my sister's hot. You know, they'd be
Can you
shit like that.
I know. You imagine like it's forbidden now, but your mom and dad were brother and sister. You're like, what
That's
the
a
fuck?
good- that-
You guys are fucking hypocrites.
That sounds like a fucking Hulu series that was coming out.
Heck, I was thinking the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah. Nah, Hulu, then you get to see like tits and shit in it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you remember that? Do you remember that movie Brown Bunny, where Vincent
Yes,
Gallo
I
got
saw
his
it.
dick
I
sucked?
saw it in the theater, and I brought my ex-wife.
Did you know what it was?
Yes, and she didn't, and she was like, "What is it?" And I was like, "It's gonna be good. Let's go," because I love Vincent Gallo.
Right.
And I went to and when she sucks his dick in the movie, my ex goes like this, "Oh, it's a porn," and I laughed.
What's crazy is it's a whole movie
I know.
with one scene
at the way
but
end.
it doesn't matter.
I know.
It's
still
a porn.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah. I
That's
like anything
really-
Vincent Gallo does. It's he's so fucking weird.
That's really kind of crazy, though, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have a movie,
one sex porn.
yeah, if you have a movie where everything is like hilarious, but then someone dies, like a lot of comedies, like someone
Right.
dies, you don't say,
It's
"Oh,
still
it's a
comedy.
murder movie."
Right. Still a comedy.
It's a comedy.
But if you had Harrison Ford, Kate Blanchett in a gripping thriller, and then at the end they fuck and you see in and out dick shots like that, it's a porn.
It's a porn.
You can't
Yeah.
can't not call it a porn.
It just is.
That's hilarious.
That's weird, right? It's funny that like no matter what else
Harrison
happens,
Ford pulling
yeah.
out and like coming on her chest.
Yeah. You can't do that. You can have a scene where like you see them like there's like curtains,
Yeah.
you see them through, you see his ass.
Yes, you
see
can
his
have
ass.
that.
You can see his ass.
Right.
Her legs wrap around, as long as it's tastefully done. She's kissing, but if you actually see a
Penetration.
penis and a vagina, or a penis and a mouth, or do
It has to be in it, though, right? Even if you see a penis and vagina, it's not porn.
you ever see House of Cards?
No.
There's a scene in House of Cards where the president, spoiler alert,
Whatever.
is going down on a reporter, and he's eating this reporter's box, and like his face is right on her box.
But it doesn't show
She's
up.
on the phone to her dad. It's rough.
Netflix will fucking show whatever.
They don't give a fuck.
They'll be like, you'll watch the fucking The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher, and you'll be like, you have his dick.
Yeah, right?
It's just like weird.
Yeah, you can do anything.
I showed my dick in my special.
Did you? How many times?
Just 4.
Wow, that's a lot
I did
for
it all
you.
in the beginning, though.
That's a lot for you for an hour
Well,
set.
you know how I do at the Comedy Store.
I guess once you get ramped up, you know you're doing a special.
I
He thinks like, come on,
I
Dad.
probably should have done it maybe
One
once
more
or twice.
time.
But I was excited. It was in Canada.
Oh, in Canada you can show your dick freely.
Yeah.
There was a
Everybody's French.
Yeah, you can apparently walk around Toronto with your breasts out. So there was this video that was released online earlier today of this woman activist who was being interviewed by this guy, and she says it's totally legal to take your top off. So she takes her top off, and you know she's a feminist. Almost immediately after she takes her top off, this dude, this black guy, I don't know why I have to say black guy, but it said it in the
Because
video.
they're brazen when they hit on girls.
Sneaks behind her and grabs her tits from
No.
behind. Yes. Yes. And she screams at him, and they scream at him, and they blurred the black guy's face out, which is kind of funny.
But they didn't blow the titties out, huh?
They didn't blur them titties out.
Interesting. That's very racist. Blow the black guy's face, but not the titties?
Well, I think because whoever put
I
the
know, you
video
don't-
out
you
doesn't
don't
want
wanna-
that guy
yeah,
to get
of course.
implicated on it for a crime. I mean,
You know he committed
What?
one.
you just found it? Yeah. Want to see it? Here, watch this. So she's yelling at this dude. So she's yelling, and she takes her top off. Look, you see her full breasts. Now watch this dude with the blurred out face. He comes up behind her. Oh shit!
Oh,
Let me grab them
wow.
things. Ah! And everybody's like, no, you do not do that. And they even lose track of him. He's sort of lingering in the background. They're infighting with each other now.
Damn, he was.
They're all so confused.
I gotta tell you, he was smooth as fuck the way he did that
Yeah.
shit.
Well, he's probably met girls like that before. Next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Gobble gobble.
Look at him smooth.
spoink.
Just. Yo, what's up,
Bang.
Mom?
Just go. And she's like pointing her finger at him. Like
He walked
Donald
up like a
Sutherland in
zombie.
Invasion of the Body Snatcher.
But what are they arguing about? What the fuck's going on here?
Oh, who cares?
Yeah.
They're arguing because they were poorly parented. They never learned how to.
This guy's got a microphone.
The whole thing's ridiculous. These are just people today. People who are losing their fucking minds. This is the shit that they will play for future generations when they talk about the downfall of modern Western society. They'll play this kind of shit when young kids were just so soft and living a life so easy. They look for microaggressions at every turn. And then also girls pull their titties out and guys grab them because that's what some dudes do. You know, you can't just pull your titties out in front of some dudes.
Right.
That girl's still walking around with her titties out, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Super impressive.
So far, only one grab.
Yeah, that's amazing so far, but that's just because there's all those other people around. I
Yeah.
realize the danger.
People will make you act different.
Isn't that the thing in New York City? You can walk out with your.
I think you can.
They had a gender thing, right?
I think
Like,
you can walk around with
men
your top
can have
off.
the shirts off.
I think
Women
you can do it most places.
Most places.
For women, yeah.
Where do you think it's illegal to go topless? If you had to guess,
Well, you can't do it in L.A.
wouldn't it be funny if it was Vegas?
My friend,
You can't do it in LA.
I don't think so.
my friend, shall we
I wonder if you
depart
can. I mean, if they can.
Well, they can breastfeed, right?
Yeah,
So,
they can, but that's different.
yeah, it's
But
different.
like a guy can pretty much everywhere. Everywhere.
Topless, yeah.
Yeah, a guy can walk down the street. Wonder what like if there's a certain time of night will they arrest you. Like if you have no shirt on and it's midnight,
in L.A.?
yeah, the cop might arrest you. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why don't you have a shirt on? Right? But if it's like noon and you have no shirt on,
You're sunbathing.
yeah, you're just hanging out.
I'm just trying to catch some
You're
rays.
just a chilly dude. Right? Right?
Yeah.
But if it's like 7 a.m., like, what's this derelict doing with no shirt
Well,
on?
they would definitely keep
Unless-
an eye on you.
Unless you're jogging. And you're like, this guy's an athlete.
Dude, that's really funny. That's like a Carlin bit or some shit, probably.
It's true. There's a
Yeah.
certain amount of
Yeah.
time.
As long
where
as
it's
you're
okay
running.
to have